If you guys know me, you know I love the Nissan 240 SX. And this is a story from the drive. This guy says, or this article is about this Nissan dealer might be trolling us, but honestly, it's pretty funny. Would you pay $10,000 for a stock 240 SX with a nasty sunburn by Andrew Collins? Listen, Andrew, I don't think you understand how great this vehicle is. And yes, people will pay 10,000 or even more than that for this vehicle. And if you don't understand why, then let me explain it to you. This guy doesn't understand. I choked on my Thanksgiving leftovers a little bit this morning when I scrolled by this Nissan dealer inventory listing showing a deeply sun-cooked 240SX in a corporate presentation template like it's the new Z or something. It looks like the starter car you'd have in a street racing video game. The $10,000 price tag made me laugh too until I realized that if I were standing on this lot, I'd have to pick between this and any other new Nissan. I mean, I'd probably be leaving with the Relic. Look, all right, I don't know why you think you get to insult one of the greatest vehicles Nissan ever made, but let me set you straight, sir. These cars are very rare. This is this is a over this is about over 30 years old, this vehicle. Yeah, this is about 32, 33 years old, this vehicle, bro. This is a classic. Like imagine you were walking around in the 90s, walking onto a car dealership lot, and you saw a 1966 Ford Mustang Classic. And just because the paint is bad, look, who cares about this paint? This car is going to get painted anyway. If if I were to get this vehicle, and you know what, I I would might consider it, but I like the hatchback a little better. I had a '92 hatchback, a red one. But yeah, as long as the body looks good, and the body does, it doesn't look like it's been in any accidents. And the fact that it's stock is actually a good thing, Mr. Smarty Pants, because when get this ad out here. When people get these cars, they usually want to put in a whole bunch of modifications. So the fact that it doesn't have a bunch of modifications and it is stock is amazing. And number three, it is a stick shift. Okay. When I had my 240SX, I had to do a swap to swap it from automatic to manual, and that was a giant pain in the butt, but it was a fun experience. But yeah, it's not easy to swap these over. So the fact that it's already a manual, which is what you want, is perfect, man. You don't understand, bro. Look, the fact that it is stock is what is awesome about it because I am going to change it anyway. I'm going to change everything anyway. I'm probably going to take the engine out, take this engine out, put in a SR20, or you can put in a, a, a GM engine in there. You can put people have put in RB engines from like GTRs or Skylines. They put those in there. You can put darn near. I've seen somebody put a super engine in this thing. This is like the perfect area. Look at all the space you have. So yeah, you could put in just about any engine. So it doesn't matter that it's stock. It's awesome that it's stock because as soon as I or somebody, a collector who likes these vehicles gets this, is going to get a new paint job, is going to get a new engine. And thank God you don't have to mess with the manual. You don't have to do the manual swap. The interior looks perfect. This interior looks great, man. This is definitely worth $10,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells for more than that, Mr. Smart Guy. Yeah, I mean, long as the underneath of it isn't messed up. Yeah, I'm finding appreciate near stock survivors a lot more than I used to. Heavily detailed in the interior, replacing all bushings, fittings, fitting exceptional tires, and just keeping this thing running without touching the paint will probably be my inclination. Why would you wouldn't paint that? Are you crazy? Yeah, of course you wouldn't be. I need to call the editor and complain about this writer. So let's look in the comments to see what they think, if they agree with me. This guy says, I'd happily pay 5 or 6 for this. The 240SX with a manual transmission is extremely rare these days. Thank you, E. This guy says 8 out of 10. Restoring it to near original showroom quality will yield something far more interesting than any mods, which have all been done to death. You'd be the only person you know with a stock 240 and the jewel of every car meet, if that's your thing. Either way, when finished, just revel in driving your uncomplicated, clean, beautiful time capsule that should last forever with decent maintenance. They aren't making any cars like that anymore. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you'd keep it stock. I'd keep it very close to stock. I gotta have a different engine though. I might to keep it stock. I would probably I would put in the SR20 from have it imported from Japan because they were stock in the Japan version of those vehicles, the Sylvia. So yeah, that's basically stock. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I would keep it very, very close to stock and very clean. So yeah, probably not put a bunch of stickers on it or spoilers. Gotta be the best Nissan on the lot with what they're selling these days. Why else would they be in such bad financial straits? That VC engine they got, I wouldn't want in my lawnmower, much less my car. I think he's talking about the variable compression engine. Yeah, a lot of people they got some issues with those engines. They could likely get it painted at cost and put a set of OEM alloys on it. Then their price would be considered sort of fair, given how many of these have been modded to death and destroyed. Exactly. I mean, they're almost all gone. People they drift with those cars, especially the manual transmissions, and they wrap them around trees. They got in types of accidents. They ruined them. They're all gone. It's a shame. Wait till you find out about the markup on a couple of Nissan SR20s 1 week before race wars. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So let's do, you guys know me. We're about to do some nerd research. Let me show you the nerd research about this vehicle. I'm not just going to read the article, but we're going to add some extra context. Look, I found the Carfax for that exact Nissan. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. 9 service history records. The no odometer check issues found. The Look, this was sold June 26, 1991. Goodness gracious. That was a long time ago, man. Past the mission. So this is in California. Past the mission, vehicle serviced. Look at all these things. Did the brake master cylinder replaced at 98,000? Not bad. Look, you just want to make sure there's no accidents. Looks like it was towed because it needed a battery. Check the EGR system. Yeah, see, uneventful. That is what you want to see out of a Carfax, though. No accidents. Spent its whole life in Napa, California. I wonder who owned this vehicle. You did not even modify it. Well, thank you for not modifying it, and thank you for not getting in any accidents over 30 years. Look at that. See now I want to go buy this car. I want it. I need to have another 240SX one day. This has got to happen, people. All right, let's add a little bit more context. Where is the thing? I want it. All right. I will find you one more thing I wanted to show you. Then we'll get on out of here. If you are in the comment section, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Maybe we could get more people to come into the chat and hang out. We'll talk about cars all freaking night long. Where is the one I want? Here it does. This is what I want to show you to prove to whoever wrote that snarky little article that the Nissan 240SX is indeed worth that much money. Where are you? Let us share the link. So we are on Car Gurus, and there are only 4 240SXs for sale in the entire freaking country. The one that the article was about for $10,000. There's a 96 240SX for sale for $30,000. Oh, there is a beautiful 1992 240SX for $20,000 and a 97 for $40,000. Goodness gracious. And that's it. So see, these are worth even more than the 350Zs because there's hardly any of them out there anymore. There's a whole bunch of Zs. That is what you're looking at. I got to look at this black one. Hold on. This is beautiful. Come on, you guys. You got to hit the like button. Every time you hit the like button, I get $1,000. So 20 like buttons, and then I could get this car. Look at this. All right, so let's start at the beginning. This is a beautiful. Oh man, that looks good, man. I kind of like this one now. Maybe I'll get this one instead of the hatchback. 92, just like the one I used to have, except for this is this one has a trunk instead of a hatchback. Coupe, 20,000 freaking dollars. See, manual. That's what you want. That's why it's so much money. Only 128,000 miles. 5-speed manual. 7 previous owners. Good lord. Oh no! At this point, all the rules go out the window, and you just inspect this car. Make sure the frame's not bent or rusted out. Let's look at it. Let's look at the greatness, everybody. This is the greatness. Oh my god! Oh, that's why. That's why it's got the SR20 in it. I think that's SR20. See, this is the engine you want. This is the one that came in the vehicles stock when they were in Japan. And then when they came to the US, we didn't get this engine. So yeah, somebody did a swap on it, and now it's super fast. Look at that. See, they got the coolant reservoir, aluminum. Looks like they probably got electric cooling fans. Got your turbo piping, sway bar, crosslink, upper sway bar, whatever. Oh, the manual windows. Mine had manual windows. Yeah, interior's pretty stock. It got a aftermarket radio, and there's probably a boost gauge, turbo Greddy boost. Oh my goodness, you're boosting up to 20 psi? Is that is this vehicle even on? Can't see the RPM gauge. Oh, well, RPM gauge is up on that one. Yeah. Look at this. I don't like the shifter, but you get a new one. Look at that stock. These seats are surprisingly comfortable, actually. I remember they were very comfortable. But yeah, this car is so much fun to drive, you guys. And with that SR20 already swapped over, they already did the work for you. That is why this car is for sale for $20,000. And you know what? I would rather have this than just about any new Nissan. Um, I don't know. If you were to offer me the new Z, that would be a real close. That would be close. The new Z's, I definitely like the new Z. The GTR is going. Like I'd rather have the GTR. If somebody offered me the GTR of this, obviously I'd take the GTR. But and the new Z, The new Z's worth more, so if I'd have to take that one and then sell it and buy several of these. I wish I had a 240SX museum. That's what I want. If I had the lottery, I'm gonna make a bed and breakfast 240SX museum and buy every 240SX in the country. As soon as it goes for sale, I'm gonna buy it. And just some of them will be modified and some of them will be perfectly stock. And I would just people could come hang out and they could drive them for a fee of only $10. I don't know. But yeah, whoever wrote that article doesn't get it. But I hope I was able to explain it to you. You know what people do with these two is they'll get they'll make it so that these headlights will only open like halfway or three quarters of the way, so that it looks like it has sleepy eyes. I remember I did that. I forget how I did. I think is you cut like one wire, and then when you push the button to open or close, there's one of these buttons. It's near the steering wheel. I think it's on the other side. But then when you push the buttons, if you just tap it, you could just kind of tap the headlights so that they'll only open halfway. Oh yeah, so here's the what they did to it. So I can't see it all the way, but it probably says red top, so that's the SR20 red top bored to 0.020 over. So he bored out the engine a little bit, so and put oversized pistons in it with newer bearings and new head gaskets specifically ordered for that bore size. Okay. Like somebody knew what they were doing, it looks like. That's what you want. If somebody modified it, you gotta really hope they knew what they were doing because then if they messed it up, then it's a pain in the butt to fix it. But it got a turbo timer, manual boost controller, custom exhaust, DD drilled and slotted rotors, the Z32 brake kit. Yeah, so it looks like that's the Nissan Z brakes they put in there. The boost is 11 psi, makes a little over 300 wheel horsepower. High boost is 19.5, around 400 horsepower. Oh my goodness, this is definitely worth it. All right, so yeah, this is why people would buy that $10,000 one so they could turn it into something like this, and it's 100% worth it because, well, I mean, if it's things have a value based on what other people will pay for them. So yeah, people will pay. People will pay for old 240SXs. They're classics, and they ain't making them like that anymore. So it is what it is. I would love to have it. Either one, the $10,000 one or this $20,000 one. But that is what we got for you today.